Immortal Hulk coming to you on MCP. Gonna crush through the green door cause he's Immortal Hulk. It's like Saturday morning cartoon action, kind of. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello everyone, welcome to Atomic Mass Transmissions Live. Today we're painting up the one, the only, the Immortal Hulk. And I'm super excited about this. I have one that I've already painted. So we're going to take a look at that. And I think we're going to do this one a little different with some different colors and maybe some different techniques than what I did on the first one. Go over that. And really the goal is we're going to punch it up. I typically paint my Hulks in a very naturalistic skin tone, which we have covered before. This one I'm going to go full on gamma green. I'm going to 1996 Dale Keown like Hulk. Like we're just getting in there and we're just going to make some real wonderful Jade Giant colors. So let's kick it to that mini cam, which looks different today. This model is insane. So check it out. Here's a painted one. Am I on the screen somewhere? Yep. So as you can see, our Immortal Hulk is just leaping through the air. He has just decimated the concrete below him from the thunder wave of his massive leap. He is huge. He is in charge. He's got those arms reached back. He's about to do a double-handed hammer fist onto some poor fool who has crossed into his territory. You can see that wonderful arch on his back. That little bit of rubble kicked up. Like, this is just full-on explosive dynamism. He definitely did not want to pay the parking today. If you're like me and you live in Seattle, you know it ain't a quarter anymore. It's expensive. So he's pretty massive. He has some, I see stuff about the rules are amazing for this. He's got a really cool mechanic that will be shown, I'm sure, very soon in what we like to call a panel to play. Yeah? Summer, agree? So I started this one, now I got it all together and primed it up, and I threw a dark green on here. And honestly, I was going to put a couple layers on this morning when I was prepping for the stream. And then I decided, you know what? Because I was just going to go straight to brush work. I kind of decided, like, let's do the airbrush. We do airbrush every now and then, but not super often. So I thought it'd be fun to go ahead and just get the airbrush out today and just start building in some cool colors here. So, Jimmy the Hands, such a cool sculpt. Yep, I agree. Hello, Seeker. Hulk Smash, Twitchy 5x5. That's how I feel about parking meters, Scody says. That's how I feel as well. Like I said, living in Seattle. It ain't easy. It ain't easy. Sometimes it's cheaper to get a share ride. So, I'm going to get a little bit thinner in there. I'm going to mix up a green. I'm going to start with a very, very dark green. And I just got a couple different greens out here on my palette. Nice and thin. Just throw it in there. You've missed nothing so far, really. We're just getting stuck in. I'm gonna throw a little turquoise ink in there. I love inks. Inks are very thin, highly concentrated paints. And what they really love to do, they have so much pigment. What they really love to do is kick up the color of what you're working on. So we're gonna utilize that to really bring up. No threat value today. We definitely have more information coming. As usual, we can't just give it all away at one day. That'd be terrible. On announcement day? Oh, I'm going to turn that up. I need like 40 PSI. I'm coming in from the top here. A little to the side. Just to start building on this jade. The base is a 65 millimeter base, yes. I will confirm that because honestly, you can kind of tell just by looking at my hand. So I'm not giving away any of those marketing secrets that they've been planning for months for. Marketing's been planning to give y'all stuff for months and months and months and months and months and months and months. So if I just gave it all away on stream today, they'd be really upset with me.
I can confirm.
You would, yeah, just confirm. I've not used this airbrush very often. It's a little different than mine. Just make sure I got that jade everywhere I want it. The first layer on here was Huldra blue and black because I really want that turquoise in the shadow. Like that green with the turquoise in the shadow looks so, so good. I can see taller than Buster, not taller than Dormammu or Prime. Oh, it's not taller than Prime. Nothing's taller than Prime. Let's add a little more green to this. Blighted Brush, how's the Worthy sample entry coming along? Oh, pretty good. I actually had a pretty good week last week. Productivity-wise, I think next week on stream, I'm doing another Worthy. Is that true?
I believe we have that slotted for next week.
Next Wednesday, yeah, I'll have that back on. So you'll see my progress. I got this weekend to do some more work on it. So we'll be showing that off next week for sure. How'd you come to the decision on the pose? Man, that was a long time ago. Gotta remember. I remember we were going to do a new Hulk. And I was like, let's do something aerial. Like we want the ragey over the top, because that was the goal, right, of this miniature, concept wise, is ragey over the top beast. So I really wanted something leaping. I think I drew 2 or 3 leaping poses, and we just kind of came to this one with that big overhand smash. Going back and looking at classic Hulk art, and just trying to get that story that we're trying to tell with the rules, right? Somebody says Schick broke this. I think they're right. This thing's kind of blowing out paint. Let's pull back just a little. So I'm not going to rush this. Oh, listen to Tony. Super Steve. Sorry, we're painting up some Crisis Protocol today, so no information on that right today. Let's kick it up again. Yeah, full leap pose. I'm here to kind of. I love taking an idea of like what, when you think about the big characters, a lot of times you just see them in those. We got lost batters, kids. What happened to this airbrush? Shit got a hold of it. I don't know if should have looked as like I don't know how to respond to should have. Like everything is iterative, and there's reasons things get. There's always reasons. It's very easy to say something should have or I would have, but there's always conversations and information missing to that kind of statement, right? So, Tony's just bringing me a brand new airbrush. So I'm gonna make a noise here. Oh, nope, this one don't work, Tony. Yeah, we can't talk about what's in the pipe. Like, we can talk about stuff when they're ready. Still getting a lot of speckles. There we go. A new Stark. We got 2 Starks. Got a Hulkbuster and the core set. I mean, there's always going to be multiples of characters. So if you got a favorite, you never know when your favorite might get a multiple. Because there's so many variations of what those characters are and what they do. Stuff in the pipes, Lizard's already released. True, Lizard was in the pipes. I've never seen a ballerina do this, but live your dream. Live your dream. I'm all for you expressing yourself and living your dream to its fullest extent. So if you see a ballerina if you doing double-handed smash, first off, I want to go to that ballet. That's the ballet I want to go to. Airbrush tip. Practice with plastic spoons. Yeah. That's actually a good tip. I practice a lot on different things. Should have practiced with this airbrush in particular. TK, yeah, I'm just throwing some yellow ink in there. don't think there was ever talks of a swamp for the base. Pretty much just immediately, like it's like you wanted that ragey Hulk flying through the air, decimating the city. So that's kind of where it started, and you know, you kind of gotta build into that. And so looked at a lot of different video game animations on how different animators do double overhand smashes and stuff like that. And kind of got the feel for it, drew a couple iterations, stuff like that. Hulk does smash puny pirouettes. How many parts is he? Oh, I don't know. I can't remember. God, I've put together like 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Without the bays, I think. Big boys come in big parts. See how that yellow ink has taken that green to the next stage? I'm going to use the blow dryer real quick. Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready?
We're ready.
Okay. Ooh, about lost my coffee on that one, Summer. I'm trying not to do that. I remember who shooting. I remember I talked about this last year. There was also mention of updated MODOK. That's probably true. Somebody made mention of that. That was a mini extravaganza. That yellow added gamma to his skin. Yep. Yep. That yellow. You need that yellow to really punch up that energy. How do you determine which affiliations need another leader with leadership? That's way more complicated than just. It's not really a conversation like who needs another leader. It's more of the overall discussion of the schedule and what we're making and where it makes sense. You know, like I was saying earlier, it's very easy to say coulda, woulda, shoulda, but there's sometimes just a lot of questions that we can't give the full like why we did this, you know, because somebody brought something up at the time or this needed to happen at the time, and so all those discussions kind of are happening all at once. So the blow dryer is the speed of drying time. Absolutely. I'm not one to goof off. I want to paint and I want to get something on the table. And so I'm going to use every tool in the toolbox at my disposal to get my paint job done in a quick and efficient manner. I've always said that I'm a very lazy person because I like to find the quickest route to success so I can do something different. So smarter, not harder. I'm going to tell, okay, I wonder if my old roommate's in here. Sometimes he's in here in chat. I'm going to throw him under the bus. I'd come home and my roommate would be painting. He know if he's in here, he'll know who I'm talking about too. I come home and I'd be like, what are you doing? He'd be like, painting. I'd be like, you're not painting, you're watching TV. And it'd be like a miniature sitting on his desk, drying with a wash. I was just like, man, just get a blow dryer. Just get a blow dryer. Are you going to mix some blue? Oh, I missed that one. I mixed that one.
Oh, are you going to mix the blue with green to shade, or just bringing it up from the green with more yellow?
I'm not going to, I've already shaded, basically. I'll probably reinforce, but the first color painted on this was turquoise. And now I'm just bringing it up by adding more green and more yellows to get that really punchy over the top. And then I'll kind of go back and reinforce all my stuff with all this paint with brushwork. But I want to build up some of that gradation now. Look how green that is. Just inks and paints. Painted your rhino on Monday. It was great. Couldn't believe it. Rhino is awesome. He's so fun to paint. Yeah, atomic mass is answering your question there. Like, it's, from the time we start to the time we finish is a very, very long time. And we very much like to work in a very collaborative and iterative process. So sometimes something comes up and you adapt and change and kind of add some stuff, and it's never really like we're going to make this character with this leadership at this threat. It's like, okay, we made this character and this is the kind of philosophy behind it. And then we play test it and we go, okay, that feels good and it's working, but like, what if we did this? And it's just like, well, this feels more like a 5. This feels more like a 3. This feels more like a 2. And, what if it got grunts, right? Now that you're playing it more and learning about the character and adapting to what's been done and through playtest and design. I'm not really one to talk much. I do playtest, but that's about it. Like, you have to wait for Main Extravaganza and ask those questions of the devs. Oh, look how green that is. Look at this compared to this one. It's totally different, right? Those inks and that punchiness. Like I said, I want to go full Dale Keown kind of here. That ink is super, super, super thin. And it's just a slight glaze over the top of that green just really brings it out. And now I'm going to focus on that T. There's 2 T's in painting. The first T is from the forehead to the chin and from tempo to temple. That's your high focus area. The T draws your eye to the center point. Second T is shoulder to shoulder and top of head to belly button, effectively. And that's where the second layer of attention. So your attention gets drawn in there and then to the face. That's the way I like to paint. I like to draw all the attention toward the face, just like, just like if you're talking to somebody, where do you look? You should be looking at their eyes, right? That's where your attention should be. So when painting a miniature, I like to do that same thing and kind of draw you up to the eyes. I've said it before, there's an ancient adage in miniature painting that I was taught a long, long time ago. Faces and bases. If you paint a good face and you have a good base, you are 90% to a perfect miniature. Look at that green. Summer, look at that green. I want to do one more coat of yellow. Oh, you're asking the questions that I don't actually ever answer. Because Matic, what size needle are you using? No clue. I'm going to be real honest. I have no clue. This was just in the studio. I have no clue what size needle this is. How far back am I pulling? Just barely. Just barely. Somebody asked earlier about tips on airbrushing. Just start airbrushing. I'm going to be real honest. The best way to learn is to fail. Everything I've learned is because I failed at it. I've always told my kid, failing is not a failure. Not learning from the failure is failing. So I have a lot of failures. I have a lot of trial and error. I have a lot of miniatures I painted, and I'm just like, well, that does not look super, but you know what? I painted it. I learned from it. I had fun, and that's all that matters. It's my miniature, and that's all that matters. You know, I'm not painting for competition. If I'm painting for competition, that's different. But I literally have no idea what color, what size needle is in this airbrush. I'm just painting with it. It's a 0.5? Sure. Whatever Tony handed me that wasn't broken by Schick. That is the actual answer here. Whatever Tony handed me that was not broken by Schick is what size I'm painting with. I'll use any tool. That doesn't matter to me. Okay, so I feel pretty good about that. We got 30 minutes. This is the first game I've painted for it. Cool seeing my early ones on the table versus new ones. Yeah, I mean, I've been painting miniatures for, do I want to say how many years? Summer? Yeah. I'm just going to say since 88. I don't want to say how old I was in 88 though. So a long, long time. And I mean, I got miniatures I painted in the 90s that I still actually own. I don't actually own the very first things I painted, but I got stuff that's still been kicking around, and I've been lucky enough to be able to hold on to from the 90s. And you know, they're way different than now. I mean, I was a beginner painter just like everybody else, and I kept learning and failing and trying new stuff and asking questions. I became a professional miniature painter for a good while, and I kept learning. I never felt like I was done learning. I'm going to use the blow dryer. Okay. What was that? There was a good quote there. Best advice as a new painter, keep painting. Grass doesn't happen overnight. Yeah, absolutely. Progress doesn't happen overnight. Grass doesn't grow overnight, Dallas. What are we talking about? Gardening? Yeah, progress doesn't happen overnight. It's a process and a developmental cycle, and something you have to learn and develop. Should we put a red kick light on it? Chat. I have this wonderful red here. The question is, should we put a red kick light? Am I going to airbrush the pants as well? I am not. I'm going to brush paint the pants for sure. Now, I could mask off all the greens and do an airbrush the pants, but I'd rather not mask because I'm lazy. Yes, do the red. I mean, that's Skeleton Kid. I can't tell him no. Painting Malekith the last 2 days, mixed it Asgardian and Winterguard last week. That's dope, Epic Duck. MG Tony says red. I don't definitely not listen to him. Okay, let's do a red kick light. This is going to be tricky with this airbrush. I'm going to be real honest because this airbrush has not been my friend today. Both sides or one side? What do you think, stream? Both sides or one side? I like that red kick light. If you got some of your paint color on Skin Hulk, what would you do? Brush over with green? If I got some of my paint... Oh, yeah. Well, both, one, both. Both, one, both. If I got some paint color on the green, I just go over it. The goal is to not do that, of course. At the point you're painting the pants, you really want to be as careful as possible to not do that. But yeah, you just paint back over it. And it doesn't have to be the exact same color green. Close enough is good enough is what I always say. I'm going to do a little bit. Yeah. How do we feel about that, Chatteroo? He's so ragey. Whoa, wall of text. I have no idea what that's saying.
Don't worry, I've got it.
Immortal Hulk. That's funny. I think I'm pretty happy with that red kick. There's next year's worthy submission. I must have missed it. Immortal Hulk. I don't know if you could get the axe and hammer in there. But you gotta let your creativity go. I would always be afraid that if I converted mine, then Atomic Mass would just release a Gladiator Hulk. It's the Immortal Hulk. He's immortal. Immortal. And he's in black. I did not bring some black. Hopefully there's some black nearby that I can use. I'm going to switch to my brush. Great. No. Where's the black? Shaq. Man. Flat black.
So good.
Look at Tony bringing me black. Oh, I can't answer that, Gooey. I can't answer that. I'm just going to say Immortal Hulk has a really cool mechanic. And if you're patient, which really is something we all should learn more about, patience, just in general in life. Am I not in a good spot? Do you want to switch to the kickstand?
Do you want to?
Let's switch to the kickstand.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do that.
Let me get it for you.
Let's do the kickstand. Hey, hey. Yeah, kick light is just a light coming from, or a bounce light. There's lots of different terminologies. I shorthand to the kick a lot. Just a little light off to the side to kind of add some drama and excitement to the miniature. And this is sort of quick and dirty. Whoops. How's that? Yeah, I try not to overthink like where's the light coming from. It's first off it's based on comic books, so the more ridiculous the better in my opinion. It's just miniature, it's just art, right? Art does a lot of weird stuff in two-dimensional painting. You just kind of accept, and so I just kind of always take that same idea and apply it to miniature paintings. It's like it's just a weird light kicking to the side. I'm betting he's stronger. The comic version of this Hulk is mad longer. The comic version, the Immortal Hulk in the comics is very, very powerful. Schick actually turned me on to the comic run, and I'm on the second trade currently. Lots of turquoise here. Looking at the box art, is the strands between the rips and the pants sculpted? No, this is all sculpted. You can see it here. All the pant strands are kind of sculpted on. Oh, it's dry in here. So when you mess up, if you have a second brush that's a little damp, always keep your damp brush nearby. You can wipe it away. Just wipe it away. Woo, it's drying fast in here, Summer. Paint's drying way too fast. I need some stuff to make it not dry so fast. Then I like to give my Hulk a little fade on the side of the head to show like a bit of shaved undercut. So I like to darken that. Make sure his like neck wrinkles is nice and showing. The boy's got mass. Put a little gray in that to kind of tone it down and desaturate it. It really makes it feel like hair. Hold your blue, where are you? A little green and hold your blue, make a dark green. There we go. Just a little simple blend. Just to bring some of those shadows back. Quick and dirty. Quick and dirty. Ain't nothing fancy. We're just throwing some shadows on. Down in those neck meats. Accentuate those anger lines. He's very, very upset. Because there's blue in this, we can even use this to shade the red side a little bit, because blue makes an excellent shade for red. Is it still ink I'm brushing on? It's a mix of paint and ink. It's a little bit of ink and a little bit of paint. You mix it together and it works great. Because ink is just really thin paint that's super concentrated, highly pigmented. So it works very, very well to add the intensity to your normal paint. Second brush, clean it up. Gotta have my second brush. I've done speed painting competitions, and I'm a very fast painter. And the whole reason is because of that second brush. Just a little bit in the very far corner of that muscle. There is a technique called two-brush blending. I am not doing that at all. Did I go darker than the first layer? No, not darker. It's about the same tone. It's about the same tone as the first layer. Honestly, it's artistic, so I'm just paint with what feels right now. Just whatever feels good. Especially since I'm sort of blending it out. Oh, I would love more Moon Knights. Is that what we're requesting today? More Moon Knights? I mean, we don't do requests, but I like the Moxie. Even if we did request, you know how long it'd take for you to see your request? You know how long we are in the future? My lord. Let's give away no prize. Who in chat can guess how far in the future we work? I mean, we've said it on stream, so. Now I'm just asking if you've been paying attention.
I was having a conversation with somebody about something all the way out to 2027.
There's definitely conversations about 2027. Let's add a little weight. I mean, the manufacturing process alone is very, very long. So, like, something that just came out was concepted like probably 2 years ago. Or more, depending. Yeah, 18 months is like the minimum. That's the minimum. That is the minimum. And that's not everything. That's honestly the kind of like the answer you kind of give, because the answer is so variable that unless you have understanding of the process, you're not going to get it. And that's just the nature of that. 18 months is just the minimum. Doing a character and not having it out, or not having a character out, that's a weird topic. Like, there's no conspiracy, and I know that's gonna hurt you to hear. There's no conspiracy, there's no character hate. We've said multiple times, plenty of times, every character is somebody's favorite. Every character is someone's favorite. And everybody wants their favorite. And there's a plan, there's a process, and there's a bunch of things we can't talk about, and a bunch of decisions that have to be made to get things made. And we can't just change the process overnight. And there's very few characters that you can probably name that we haven't at least talked about. But there is a process. So not seeing a character has nothing to do with any sort of conspiracy or anything. It's just part of the plan. There is no conspiracy. It sounds like someone hiding conspiracy. That sounds like somebody trying to justify their need of a conspiracy. Gotcha! We got stuff and we're making it, and we're making it as fast as we can. The goal is everybody gets their favorite. Once again, we've always said on a long enough timeline, we want to make everybody. Let's use bone white. Conspiracy confirmed. Confirmed. It'd be cool to get some terrain of famous vehicles, like the Quinjet. Oh, I have thoughts on how to do an ego. I have total thoughts on how to do an ego to Living Planet. Warg! He's so ragey. A little green and red mixed together. Got a little yellow ink. Go over those white eyes. Clean that up. Little. You know what blue and red make? Purple. Little touch of yellow in there. Oh, that turned too brown. Oh, I got green. There was still green on my. I need some purple. I need some purple. Purple, purple, purple. And that's navy blue. I didn't think I'd get to pants today. Who was I joking? That's ink blue? Oh, Chick must have painted something blue recently. I need like a beautiful, lovely taffy purple. Was my face in the way?
Oh, it is, but I just love it.
No, not my face. Purple. 2 minutes for pants? No. We went over yesterday. We're going over today. That's right. I was watching.
In my defense,
Here we go.
I only let shit go over as long as that it took us to start late, if that makes sense at all.
We started late.
Yeah, so I'll give you 2 extra minutes.
Oh, man. Here we go. But people want to see the purple pants.
I want to see the purple pants.
Better get your questions or conspiracies in. I'll look up in just a moment. Trying to go fast. Like it needs a little more work, but I think all in all not bad for an hour. It's a heck of a miniature to paint for an hour. Or only in an hour. Jimmy, what, I mean, are you asking questions I can't answer? Ask me the question again. If it's a question I can't answer, I'll answer it. But if it's a question about future stuff or unreleased stuff or stuff we haven't talked about or stuff like that, like I can't answer those questions. We got a plan. Do you ever design miniatures to interact with each other? Yeah. You know what? I'm going to give a teaser. Yeah, I'm going to do it.
I'll allow it.
I'm going to give a teaser. Are you ready? Chat's not ready. They don't care.
I think they do.
Do they though? Yeah, I'm going off script. This Hulk miniature absolutely interacts from a sculpting standpoint. I would say in tableau, as one Mr. Wilshick would say, with something that you have not seen. So the purple pants are going to go over the red. If I do it real thin, I can keep that red as well without losing that glowiness. Purple pants! Yeah, we don't make comments. Jimmy, did Jimmy ask the question? Because I missed it. He keeps asking, then everybody asks, and it just like just gets bumped. We can't make comments on how many products. Oh, per month. Yeah, announcements can change everything. Like there's like, ladies and gentlemen, the shipping crisis is not over. Things are still in flux, so you can't. It's very difficult to plan. It's a lot of logistics and it takes a lot of people, and there's a lot of hardworking people behind the scenes that you just don't ever hear about, that is vital to make these games happen. And that's something to always remember. There's more than just a designer, like, you know, of a game. It's more than just one person's, whoever, to make these games happen. It's a massive amount of people to really bring these games to life, and they all deserve the credit that actually it takes to make these games. There is no island, and no one can work alone. shipping, there's marketing, there's graphic design, there's engineering, there's all the logistics, there's accounting, there's so many people working to make these games happen. And it's always important to remember that. Get rid of that green on the pants slowly but surely. Yeah, what's planned and what happens is two different things. It's very easy to make an announcement, and this has happened before, right? Somebody makes an announcement a little early, and then something goes AWOL, and there's nothing to be done about it. And people want that thing said to be held, and and it's just impossible. So, it's just much easier to make sure all of our ducks are in a row, so we're able to talk about stuff when it's time. And there's a beautiful, lovely path that's been created for our games, and a plan that we are working on, and every single day making the miniatures is part of the plan and releasing them. So we can talk about the things as we get them ready and we release them. And anything else is just, you just don't know what's going to happen. So why talk about it? Purple pants, Summer. Yeah, sure. The amount of sweat the marketing puts into graphic design, everybody. It's so much. Yeah, honestly, that one-up kid, you have a good point. Like accounting and HR, everybody wants to be a dev, but the company needs accountant and HR and marketing and stuff like that, and it's way less people competing for those jobs. I still missed Jimmy's actual question. So, Jimmy, I am so sorry. I need to. Summer, tell me when Jimmy asks his question.
The chat's moving quick.
I'm painting quick.
I have to be worried about everyone dropping marketing tickets, to be honest.
Tony did bring me black paint. It's true. It's true. All right, one last dot of yellow, white in those eyes, and I'm calling it. Yeah, we want to talk about stuff too, but we just can't always talk about stuff. There's so many layers. Look how intense those eyes are. All right, what do we think? All right, Summer let me go over longer than she even promised.
Yep. Being very nice.
You're being very nice to me. I so appreciate it. All right, I'm going to pack up. Get in those last questions. Just leave it on Hulk. Just leave it on Hulk while I do the outro. What do you think?
I like that. I think that's great.
I think everybody will like that. T6 Thor. I don't know. Maybe. I love playing Thor. I think I'm playing Thor soon. And I'm gonna wreck somebody's day with it. That's for sure. Guarantees. I'm putting money on it. I'm betting on this one. I don't think I'm allowed to bet. I could bet donuts though. I think I could do donuts. Okay, so check out this Hulk. Throw in your questions. Just remember, every Tuesday and Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, you can check us out at Atomic Mass Transmissions Live. I mean, I've had T2's days, lots of things in one activation. That's part of Marvel Crisis Protocol. That's just part of the way that the game works. You can have a T3 days of T5. What? I was remembering a game. I was actually remembering a game with Pagani at a game store, and yeah, just some bonker dice, and you're just like that's the fun. That's the fun of MCP is in those stories and in those comic books. Like you go back and everybody fights everybody, and everybody wins at one time or another, and everybody loses at one time or another. Always a little less powerful because that's why you have the whole team, and it's like such an interesting part of Marvel Crisis Protocol. Is like we want to capture that character, but also they need to be part of a team and they need to work in the context of the game, and you really can't go off one instance of the character for power level. Like you want like a feeling of an era, but also you want to capture the feeling of the character. So like sometimes like you can do like a T2 Black Widow, T3 Black Widow, obviously, but you want to make sure that it feels like the Widow and part of the team and bring something to the team. It's not just and this is Marvel Crisis Protocol. We're not trying to recreate the comics verbatim. I got a giant collection of comics. Schick has a giant collection of comics. Josh has a giant collection of comics. I've been reading comics since the 80s. A lot of us here, read the material, and it's really about capturing that character and that feeling and getting them on the table and making sure that they feel good on a team, not just their solo runs. So it's an interesting balance, and game balance is a big part of it. Schick can go way more into this than I can, but it's interesting, right? It's not one side or the other, and somebody's right and somebody's wrong. It's developing it, making it feel right, and making it feel fun and exciting on the table. So those are very important concepts that have to be taken into consideration. So every Tuesday and every Wednesday, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, you can check us out on Twitch here for Atomic Mass Transmissions Live. And if you want all the latest news, information, and announcements from Atomic Mass Games, you should check us out on Twitter and or Instagram, because that's where Summer and the marketing team post really cool stuff, like that really dope picture of Immortal Hulk that you saw, and I get to see it painted. It's like two Hulk. Oh man, if it was Tuesday, it could be two Hulk Tuesday. Oh, market. That's why I'm. Marketing. I should be in marketing. Two Hulk Tuesday. All right. Until next time. Catch you later. Go be the heroes you want to be, and we'll see you later.